What's going on, everyone? Miko back with another Mailday recap. Got a stack of slabs to share with you today, all vintage baseball. Gonna jump into them, be a little mix. You're gonna get some good players, you're gonna get some Hall of Fame players, you're gonna get a nice selection of Phillies as well. So let's start showing off the cards. First up, we have a 1963 Fleer, Johnny Callison, super popular Philly. I always heard about him growing up all the time. You'd hear about his home run in the All-Star game. He was a fan favorite for sure. I just really wanted to add in a Phillies example from the 1963 Fleer set, and Callison seemed like he made the most sense. There's a few Phillies to choose from. This is a PSA 5. The centering is very poor. Not thrilled with that. But hey, I just, again, wanted to get a slabbed example of this card. It's not an expensive card at all. I looked at the higher graded ones and cards that probably looked a little better, but I just couldn't pass up this card. I got it for less than it would cost to get the card graded, so I just figured, you know what, that's a good enough example for the collection, so happy about that. Definitely a neat addition to the Phillies PC that I continue to grow kind of through the years. Next up, 1960 Topps Taylor Phillips, PSA 7. Again, just kind of picked it up because it was sitting there cheap. I definitely like following the auctions, and when you can add cards at no extra shipping, if you can pick off the really cheap ones that go below grading prices, I always think that's a win. So it's a neat looking card. 1960 Topps is awesome. So really big fan of that one. I think most of these actually are from PWCC, their latest round of sales. And PWCC, their cards often go pretty high. You can certainly get deals for certain stuff, but there's a lot of competition. And I know some people talk about, well, there's probably some shill bidding, this and that, and hey, that stuff may go on, but I think more so than anything, it's how well their auctions are organized and how well they promote them that helps increase those prices. I like Probstein a lot too, and I certainly buy a lot of stuff from them, but their stuff is kind of all over the place. You have baseball mixed with basketball, mixed with modern and vintage. So the thing is with PWCC that I'm getting to is I love following them, and I will keep an eye on all those great cards. But what I like to do is pick off some of the cheaper cards while everyone's chasing some of the big-time Hall of Famers and high grades. If I can get the lower grades or the lower players at super cheap prices and combining shipping and Probstein as well, and I actually can't remember offhand which ones these are from. I think they're PWCC. I'm going to grab them. So this is an Eddie Sawyer Near Mint 7. Beautiful looking card from 60 Topps. Love the manager cards. I just think they look awesome. So that was a cool pickup there. And I think 7's a really strong grade for a 1960 card, so I'm happy with it. And I should say Probstein's actually a little better with shipping prices than PWCC. Their shipping combined a little more pricey, but you can get really good deals. So here's a Lou Brock PSA 6. Happy to add this one. 1972 Topps, which I didn't have any slab 72 Topps, so I'm happy to add a Hall of Famer like that. I know there's mixed views on 72 Topps. I like them overall. I'm not going to say it's my favorite set, but I think it's a nice change of pace. It's pretty cool, so happy to add that Lou Brock. We've got a 1979 Topps PSA 8 Mike Schmidt. Nice slabbed example of a Schmidt. Don't have a ton of Mike Schmidt graded cards. I have some from the late 80s that I've, just picked up over the years, but felt like at the good prices, they were cool to add for sure. Schmidt, one of the most recognizable Phillies of all time, one of the greatest, if not the greatest third baseman of all time. So it's a nice card there. I like the 79 Topps, and I like the photo there. And I think you got to add a 1980 if you can. This is a PSA Mint 9. 1980, Phils win their first World Championship, so that's a classic for sure. So nice Mike Schmidt there, taking a little BP. It's pretty nice. NL All-Star, so sweet looking card. Got a 1964 Topps here. This is a Jim Bunning. I like 64 Topps a lot. I do like it a little more. If the card was zoomed out and you saw him in his full Phillies uniform rather than just the giant profile, but still nice overall. PSA 6, pretty clean. And Jim Bunning stuff, honestly, generally speaking, goes very cheap, so you can add a lot of those to the collection. How about Willie Mays? It's a nice Willie Mays, 69 tops. Not thrilled with the centering on it, but it was a PSA 5. It wasn't very expensive. Thought it was nice to add. I was overdue to add a Willie Mays to the collection. I'd certainly like to add a older card, you know, from the early 60s, perhaps, late 50s, but for right now, that 69 tops will do. I really like the look of 69 tops. Also like the look of 64 tops quite a bit. This is a PSA 5 Frank Robinson. This was actually part of something I got from another seller on eBay and bought a few different cards. Got good combined shipping and got the cards very cheap. And that's the theme of this video. These are all cards I picked up to what I thought was not much. I forget offhand this Frank Robinson, but it might have been less than $10. So it's a nice card there. Get a PSA 4 Eddie Matthews All-Star card. Eddie Matthews is just one of those guys I gravitate towards when I'm looking at cards. He doesn't go exceptionally high, and just obviously a great player, one of the top third basemen of all time, and just a fun guy to collect. So you see that nice Milwaukee Braves hat there. PSA 4, 58 tops. Awesome card. That was combined shipping with the Frank Robinson and probably an Ashburn that I showed off in another video. And then these are from a lot that I actually bought, which included the 57 Richie Ashburn, which I already showed off. I like to show the Ashburns all together. This is a PSA 3 Ray Boone. The whole lot was like $12 delivered. But Ray Boone, you know, I don't know a ton about Ray Boone. You can look at his stats here a little bit. Obviously a pretty solid player, a couple 20 homer seasons, 100 RBI seasons, 280 hitter. So he had himself a nice career, but what I really like about a guy like Ray Boone is the history. The history of his career, followed by his son Bob Boone, who was a big part of the 1980 Phillies team, followed by his sons, Brett Boone, who had some great seasons and some enhanced seasons as well, but also his brother and Bob Boone's son, Aaron Boone, who, you know, made his mark in the major leagues, had a really nice career, but also had a signature moment, the monster home run with the Yankees to send them to the World Series, and now finds himself as the manager of the Yankees. So it's pretty cool. I like picking up stuff like that. You have the Alou brothers and the Alou family and other families as well to kind of collect. I think that's something cool. That's something that connects that player, gives them a little more meaning. And here's the last card, also from that lot. Another PSA 3, and I don't think these 3s are bad. I think they look good. Overall, the centering is pretty solid. The centering a little better on the Ray Boone, but this is Elston Howard, former New York Yankee. He was the first African-American Yankee, so he had himself a nice career between the Negro Leagues and the Major Leagues, so it's a pretty cool card there. I am a fan of 57 tops. They are tough. They're tough to get good grades. You can get a lot of centering issues, and you have some snowing and surface issues and coloring issues, but to me, if you can get a fairly well-centered version, I'm a big fan. I like them a lot. So that's a little look at the Mailday, a bunch of vintage cards. The theme was picking up cards at great prices, and I think that's something you can do. It does take some patience and time and searching and thinking, but you can add some nice, cool cards and variety to your collection if you just browse around and pick up some cards. So, all right, guys, comment below. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Have a great one.